What's good? What's good? What's good? Just had to get that out my system real quick, my peoples. You know who I am. I'm LG, and this is L.Y.T.E TV. Thank you all for tuning in with me for another banger. This time, I'm setting us up real crazy, y'all. It's been one hell of a year. We got influencers going broke. We got Donald Trump about to be the new president again if Kamala and Mr. Biden allows it, if the Democrats and Republicans can figure out something, you know what I'm saying? We got drones, possible aliens dropping from the clouds. Everybody's going broke, losing their jobs. Drake finna sue Kendrick Lamar. Maybe change the music game. And Diddy, Puff Daddy, the Diddler, whatever you want to call Mr., is in prison right now. And a whole lot more. It's been one hell of a year, my peoples. But I tell you what, if you are here able to watch this video with me, let's thank God for real that we still achieved this goal at least. But I got a crazy video for y'all. It's going to be the timeline, baby, of 2024. The video is put together by someone named Tommy NFG. And thank you for the video, because I'm sure about to bring it to the people. But before we get started, you know how we do. Did you wake up today? Let's start there. Did you brush your teeth? Because a little tart. Let's start there. And if you were able to put your feet on God's ground and get your body into motion in that ocean, let's start there. I don't want to hold you too long because it's probably going to be a banger, my people. So let's get to the video. For real. I hope everybody's doing very well. And guess what? If you're not the only one, because everybody's going through something. So don't let none of these influencers or your friends, family trick you out your position. Everybody going through something, including me. Trust me. Let's get to it.
January 2024. We start off this year with Mickey Mouse becoming public domain. This means that it loses all ability to get copyrighted by Disney and can be used in pretty much anything. Want to use it in a horror movie? You can now. Want to use it to sell a shirt? You can now. Want to use it in a corn film? You can now. The only catch is it's the oldest version of Mickey Mouse and not the newest one everybody's accustomed to. But that didn't stop a bunch of movie directors from making terrible horror movies of it as soon as the character became public domain. It's a ritual at this point for this to happen. Saudi Arabia officially joins BRICS, a group of countries whose goal is to create a currency together to economic growth for their nations, which includes Brazil, Russia.
Just in case you all don't know, BRICS could become the new digital currency, and there's other countries working together to try to make their currency be number one. And that's why the US is really in a lot of, let's say, strategic wars right now to try to make sure that our currency stays number one. That way we can kind of have some, I'm gonna say control. I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna say control over what's all going on, because if not, things can get really out of hand, y'all. I'm gonna be 1,000. But let's get back to the video.
India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and now Saudi Arabia. Cat Williams shocks the internet by airing out all of Hollywood and exposing them, saying things like the most famous comedians in Hollywood try to gatekeep from other people becoming big. I still like Kevin Hart though, he's pretty funny. Saying he always declined Diddy's invitations to his parties because he knew what was happening. This video has 84 million.
If you don't remember, Cat Williams said, "You gotta tell Diddy no."
views. That should show you how viral it went. Normal interviews are not getting these type of views. The only other person who could do something like this with the interview was Michael Jackson. To avoid getting demonetized because YouTube hates when I say this guy's name and will immediately do it if I say it, we're just gonna refer to him as Harry Epstein. The Harry Epstein files became declassified and the public started scouring to figure out who's on it. To figure out which celebrity is finally gonna get exposed for being a freak. The victim says that Harry Epstein said Bill Clinton likes them young, nothing we didn't all already know. The victim says Stephen Hawking was involved in an underage orgy. Out of all people I thought was gonna come out on this list, this was the last person. Like, how was his freak even doing anything? I didn't even know his thingy still worked. All of his legacy pretty much burned up after this.
That man probably gets more freaking than any of us.
Jackson was there but did nothing. Stop the lies on my goat, man. Never forget how the media did MJ. And after this first wave of names, people were hyped up waiting for more names to drop. Then we waited and waited and waited, and the names never dropped, and everyone forgot about the whole thing. How many of y'all even remember this happened? Be honest. Man, them elites put in up work to keep it silent. MatPat officially retires from YouTube. The Stanley Cup went viral and started being sold out.
Everybody had one of them, y'all remember?
They dropped one specific cup, which was a Starbucks collab with a pink design, and all hell broke loose. They immediately started stampeding the stores to get them. People were selling these cups on eBay for 6 times their actual price. I still don't know why people...
Come on, people. They hit us with something every year that we all gotta have. Either it's a rock with a message, or a potato, or a cup, damn backpack, something. We all can't go into debt in 2025 chasing someone else's project, let's say.
People were fighting over cups like this. Pretty weird time of this year. South Korea officially passed this law banning dog meat trading in 2027. Come on, bro, it couldn't have been done sooner. Footage leaks of Playboy Cardi getting arrested for going 133 miles per hour. Probably the closest any of his fans will ever get to getting an interview in years, or an album, or song. Japan makes its first ever moon landing with its spacecraft. Megan Thee Stallion officially releases her diss track Hiss, dissing a lot of rappers, which was like the warm-up of what was to come later on this year. And Nicki Minaj...
And let's not forget, my boy Tory Lanez is in the pen right now behind Megan Thee Stallion. I just don't want to let y'all forget that.
Just back a couple of days later, and honestly, if you don't know anything about this beef, don't bother listening to Nicki Minaj's song against her. The winner was determined 5 minutes after it came out. Elon Musk announces that Neuralink has successfully implanted its first brain chip in a human, which allows you to do things like control your phone or computer by just thinking. I think my hands work just fine for those tasks, but if y'all want to be test subjects, go right ahead. Congress held a hearing against the biggest tech CEOs, which at this point is a yearly ritual. I think this time they passed a record of asking the TikTok CEO, is he Chinese, 1,000 times.
Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
No, Senator. Again, I'm Singaporean.
It included the Instagram CEO, Discord CEO, TikTok CEO, Twitter CEO, and Snapchat CEO, questioning them on security concerns and whatnot. UMG pulls off its music catalog on TikTok after failing to reach a licensing agreement. And for y'all that don't know, UMG owns every artist that you listen to. I'm not even joking. This is the tippity-toppity of Monopoly.
The company that I believe Drake is trying to sue right now for billions.
Between both the companies, TikTok definitely took more of the L on it because it's built on songs. And for that time being, music was just a bit more quiet on TikTok. The memes of this month were things like Low Taper Fade Ninja, Stanley Cup, Side-Eye Cat, and Blacker Chinese. February 2024.
What?
This month started off weird. Pictures went viral on Twitter of AI Taylor Swift nudes. People was passing these pics all around freely like a love rotation. Eventually they banned all the accounts with the pictures, and right after this happened, US lawmakers proposed a bill. The act would be a civil right of action for victims of these type of AI images and allow victims to collect financial damages for it. On one hand, this is a great and amazing law, but you're telling me it took the government years to do this and they only cared about this problem when it happened to a billionaire celebrity? When this This has been going on for years
There's
for
tons of
different
money
women around
involved.
the world. Great job, guys. My taxes are definitely going to use. Vince McMahon is investigated for sex trafficking allegations. He already stepped down as the CEO of WWE in 2022 because of internal investigations, but now the government is on his case.
I think everybody got told for sex trafficking in 2024.
Aiden Ross got scammed by 21 Savage live on stream in front of tens of
I
thousands
remember
of
seeing
people.
this.
I don't know how 21 Savage thought he could get away with this on a live stream. Oh, Drake's meat also leaked this month. Feel like this is a very important note of history, so I'm adding it to the timeline. Someone had to say this, okay? How was it still semi-soft in that bit? Alright, you know what? I'm getting into too much detail. Joe Rogan signs a Spotify deal worth $250 million, becoming the most expensive podcast deal in history. If the deal should have been worth that much is really up to your interpretation.
Monkey hole, and the tail and the little feet are poking out. It's like.
What's homie talking about?
King Charles is diagnosed with an undisclosed form of cancer. Judging off the way the internet reacted when his mama got packed, if he did too, they would not hold back again. Charles, don't make next year your last year. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, giving them 2 wins in a row. It set a record as the most watched TV broadcast in U.S. history with 123.7 million viewers across every platform. Sony buys Michael Jackson's catalog.
Let's be real, that was a Taylor Swift Bowl.
Acquiring a 50% stake in it for at least $600 million. Probably the worst news considering MJ was fighting them over taking advantage of him. And when he dies years later, that's when they want to make the purchase. The YouTuber Too Mad passes away. Considering he wasn't really a good guy, a lot of the internet just clowned him. Donald Trump gets fined $354 million for fraudulent business practices in a court ruling. And his 2 sons get fined $4 million as well. Diddy faces a lawsuit accusing him of sexual harassment and assault by Lil Rod Jones. This is one of the first lawsuits that kicked off that whole thing this year of Diddy getting trapped and cut down. But I always thought he was a good guy. I mean, look how nice he is on Ellen DeGeneres show.
Nice. I had the dates wrong all this time. Diddy, come on out.
Run! What?
Themes of this month were things like Sad Hamster, the Apple Vision Pro, and Taylor Swift's jet. March 2024. Ryan Garcia started crashing out this month and spiraling on the internet. On his Instagram story, he posted a cryptic, devilish message with it saying, "We told you we were coming." Then he went on a rant saying elites made him watch kids get raped in a forest.
Yo, he said he faked this, y'all. That was a crazy moment.
He didn't do it himself. To this day, people still don't know why he was wilding like this. Some people think it was to hype up his fight with Devin Haney, and even he said himself that was why. But is it not kind of up to say you have proof of things like that in the name of promoting a fight? And it came out later that Ryan was using performance-enhancing drugs anyways, and the fight got overturned. So all those shenanigans to get people hyped up to watch, just for him to get scared and take some drugs to win the same day. Probably the weirdest thing that happens here in the sports world. LeBron James becomes the first NBA player to score 40,000 points. And no matter how much the old heads and umps complain about it, he is indeed the best NBA player of all time. Thank you, King. Sadly, Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, passed away. This one hit everyone deep, man. It felt like we all had to be silent for the next couple of days. Rumor has it the cartel stopped fighting for a day in honor of his legacy. Definitely one of the most tragic things to happen this year.
That's juice right there.
The Dubai Mall becomes the most visited place on Earth with a record 105 million visitors. Robert Downey Jr. wins his first Oscar for his support role in Oppenheimer, which is how you know these award shows are a scam.
I say, never seen that.
For carrying Marvel for like a decade. I guess
crazy. I thought he'd been that one.
Andrew Tate gets arrested again. Andrew Tate in the big 2024, or should I say 2025 now? Like, can I just know if they're innocent or not? I swear, I still don't know. The U.S. House passes a bill to ban TikTok, and the vote was pretty much a landslide. 352 agreed and 65 disagreed. Republicans and Democrats never get together on anything, so that's how you know they serious this time. For y'all watching in the future, did it get banned? Or was it another time of them saying it and absolutely doing nothing? Mike Pence, Trump's former vice president, refuses to endorse him. Vladimir Putin officially gets re-elected as the president of Russia, winning 78.8% of the vote, which will make him the longest-serving leader of Russia, overtaking Joseph Stalin. If you ask me personally, I think this was one of the most fair elections to ever take place. It's not like he arrested his main competitor and jailed him, then when he died it was deemed under suspicious circumstances. He won it fair and square. Fair and square. Seriously, is there anything Russians can even do? The Quiet on Set documentary releases, revealing how messed up Nickelodeon Studios was run and the freak nature of Dan Schneider and his friends.
Yo, the Nickelodeon thing is ass wild. Pause, but for real though, like, man, that Dan dude was doing all kind of crazy ass shit though, and a lot of adults was right there allowing this stuff. Parents, stop signing your kids up for this stuff, especially if you ain't gonna be there to watch them. Like, seriously, stop chasing these checks.
The main things revealed was that Dan Schneider wrote R-rated jokes and shows on purpose. That must be a real shocker to everyone. That the work environment was toxic and Dan underpaid female writers. The biggest reveal was that Drake Bell was SA'd by a dialogue coach who worked there named Brian Peck. And when it came time for Brian Peck's trial, a bunch of celebrities and people in the industry wrote letters to give him support. You're better off throwing your kids in a den of lions than throwing them in Hollywood.
That's
and them surviving. As a child actor, most of the time your parents use you and don't really care. And the whole industry is just full of degenerates who never get checked. Like that from Future's album releases, igniting the start of the rap civil war. Kendrick Lamar disses Drake and J. Cole, saying it's just Big Me, throwing the first jab at them and seeing what they respond with. P. Diddy's home gets raided by federal agents. Sam Bankman-Fried gets sentenced to 25 years in prison for his orchestration of multiple...
We ain't gonna forget about the 1,000 balls of baby oil. Just had to let that be in there.
Fraudulent schemes. Godzilla x King Kong releases. Is the X supposed to be a versus? Because I don't know, I didn't watch the movie. Becoming the top installment of the series with 571 million made worldwide. And memes of this month were things like Green FN, the Willy Wonka Experience, and the Chick-fil-A Sauce Girl. April 2024. Taylor Swift is officially added to Forbes billionaire list. South Korea Party wins its National Assembly. O.J. Simpson officially debuts in a cemetery. And as you all know, he went down as a legendary football hero. A man who was proved innocent time and time again that can never hurt a fly. I speak for everyone.
Nah, on the real, on the OJ trial and situation, I don't know what happened. Wasn't there. But on the real, OJ been through a lot, done a lot. But did you know that there was a serial killer that worked on the property that had a thing for blondes? I'm just gonna put that out there. Check into that. It's a crazy story.
When I say rest in peace, O.J. Simpson.
After we finished filming, O.J. said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke, and this is it.
The legendary Detroit sign hits the world and jaws drop after seeing that there are some things out there that can look more depressing than Detroit. This thing costed $425,000 to make, by the way. Drake drops his diss track Push-Ups to retaliate against Kendrick Lamar, calling him a midget, saying his fans make excuses for him not dropping. Funnily enough, he told him later on that he's dropping too much. Funny to spin back and look at that. He called out The Weeknd, Future, Metro Boomin, Rick Ross. And we sat there and waited for 3 weeks for the war to finally begin. Donald Trump's hush money lawsuit trial officially begins. Taylor Swift drops her album, The Torture Poets Department, selling 2.6 million units in the first week, which is actually unbelievable. The second closest artist to get to her sales this year was Kendrick's album GNX that had 319,000 sales.
Oh my god.
Like Taylor or not, she is running the music industry and there's absolutely nobody even coming close to her. She also became the first artist to have 14 of the top positions on the Billboard Hot 100. Tesla recalls thousands of Cybertrucks due to an issue with the gas pedal. And there's been multiple recalls for the car this year due to other issues. Good riddance. I honestly hate every time I see one of these cyberpunk looking cars on the road. The US House of Representatives passed this bill to ban TikTok, but this time they actually gave a date, January 19th, 2025. So when the time comes, let me know what happens, yo. My prediction is that getting packed. The government been wanted it out since 2020. Ryan Garcia beats Devin Haney in a boxing match. Kendrick Lamar drops his diss track responding to Drake, Euphoria, saying he's inauthentic and just pumps out music for money, saying he wishes he was one of the hoes like Sexy Red. Definitely true. And the internet got to debating immediately. And when I say
Leave her
debate,
back
there
there,
was no
too.
debate really. Everybody knew Euphoria won. This is like Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby, alright? It's not a fight. And the memes of this month were things like with the Sigma, LeBron glazing, and the TikTok Riz party. May 2024. Ryan Garcia tests positive for using enhancing drugs in his fight with Devin Haney. So the fight results got overturned and he got banned from boxing for a year. Kendrick Lamar drops another diss track, 616 in LA. Main points being that he's telling Drake his inside circle wants to see his downfall and Kendrick's got an insider, saying that Drake using memes isn't working and people can pick up on it. Wasn't too much really, but the very same day, just so we can keep track, this is all the day of May 3rd, Drake drops Family Matters. His main points being that Kendrick's kids aren't his and are actually his best friend's dad.
And remember, this is the build-up to Not Like Us and the lawsuit.
Free, saying Kendrick beats his wife, and saying he begged Tupac's estate to take down Drake's diss track. But then, Kendrick drops Meet the Grams right after. And can I just say, everyone, we were really all born in the greatest generation. Witnessing how this night went down was poetic. I'm so glad I was involved in this time of moment. Going from Drake's jolly diss track that had some hard moments in it, to the most dark sounding, deepest, tracks. Kendrick's main points was telling Adonis he feels bad Drake is his dad, telling Drake's mom she failed for having a son that doesn't respect women. I respect women, guys, just so you know.
Me too.
Telling Drake's dad he's an enabler and is why Drake is how he is, saying Drake only uses black women to hypersexualize and nothing else, and of course, the daughter reveal. Now this is the one thing from Kendrick's whole performance this beef that was kinda iffy. To this day, Drake's daughter hasn't been revealed other than rumors, and it definitely would have got leaked by now. But who knows in the future, it might get revealed. Then the next day, oh my god, bro, this is it. Oh, the amazing week. Kendrick drops Not Like Us, having the whole world yell Drake's a for the entire summer. And it ends off, of
and the
course,
world went crazy.
with Heart Part 6. He would have been better off not dropping this at all and having Not Like Us be the last track. The fact that he took the route of, well, guess what, Kendrick? Guess what? I'm famous, so I couldn't be I'd be caught by now. Yeah, that killed any shots of him dropping another diss. And that's the whole rap civil war of 2024 music-wise. I'm leaving out certain parts because if I included everything, this whole video would be an hour extra long. Xi Jinping visits Europe for the first time in 5 years. Maybe we'll get world peace soon, probably not. ByteDance sues to block the US from banning the app, saying it violates free speech rights. Silly TikTok. Little do they know the government cares about free speech, except when it's for something they don't like. The government doesn't even allow China to sell cars here. You think they would let you win a lawsuit on their land? Putin gets inaugurated into office. Not Like Us becomes the #1 Billboard Hot 100 song and broke so many records I don't even feel like saying them, but y'all already know it was played everywhere. A video leaks of P. Diddy beating his former wife on camera. We also gotta mention, it's crazy how long this video took to come out. It just shows the grip of power Diddy had on people. This video happened in 2016. And he later apologized in a video 2 days later. Don't know why he still thought he could salvage his public image. He had to have known it's over, right? Red Lobster files for bankruptcy. The Doge Dog sadly passed away. Rest in peace to the Doge Dog. Trump gets convicted on 34 felony counts in his lawsuit on falsified business records, becoming the first former or sitting U.S. president to have been convicted on criminal charges. And the memes of this month were things like Man or Bear in the Woods, Drake versus Kendrick, and the New York Portal. June 2024. Mexico makes history by electing its first female president. And India elects its prime minister with one of the biggest elections ever of 642 million votes being casted. Perhaps
my God.
We're getting 642 million votes done in a day. And the U.S., for some reason, each state either moves at bullet train speed or is still counting votes a month later. I swear, California just does everything terrible. Joe Biden introduces new restrictions on the border after pressure from the public. Howard University revokes Diddy's honorary degree. How could they? These degrees, from what I see, are just pieces of paper college gives to celebrities for being famous. They really serve no purpose, and I'd be damned if I went to debt only for a celebrity to get it for free because they're famous. Hunter Biden's found guilty on all accounts in his felony gun charges case. Jerry West, aka...
And let's not forget about the crack they found in the White House.
The man who's the symbol of the NBA, sadly passes away. Rest in peace, Jerry West. The House passes a bill to automatically register any men aged 18 to 26 for draft. They can pass all the bills they want, but when the time comes for a draft, I'll be cooling in a jail cell with my homies. The Celtics beat the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals.
I don't know which
NVIDIA
one's
becomes
better.
the most valuable company in the world, beating Microsoft at $3.34 trillion. I can't even comprehend that type of money or what a company even does with all that type of money. Justin Timberlake.
My gosh. That is a lot. That is a lot, my peoples. And there is still so much more to go. 2024, oh my gosh. It was lit, on fire, different. My gosh. It's just the beginning. 2024, oh my gosh. But guess what? It's almost over, peoples. So if you're still here, hang on and be safe, because there's so much going on out here in these streets. Get out here, make you some paper, try to change your life. Let's try to treat each other better, and let's try to weather this storm. But we're gonna get there though, for real. But thank you, Tommy NFG, for this great video, the 2024 timeline. If you want to finish this video, you can go over to his channel and knock it out. I gotta get back to work, make me some more paper, because I got bills to pay, you know what I'm saying? But either way it go, thank y'all. I'm LG. This is Like God TV. Thank y'all for tuning in with me for another banger. Y'all be safe. Stay less stressed. Stay blessed, and let God take care of the rest. Be cool. Peace.